Drugs. Drugs, the scourge of society. Mike W. from the KAYFABE Commentaries message board. What was the backstage atmosphere and party scene in WWE and WCW when you were there? What, if any, were the differences, similarities? Which did you enjoy more? How did the drug use differ in each locker room?
Well, number one, when we were with the then WWF, you could not smoke pot. Mm-hmm. I mean, you were piss test. They would piss test you noon on a Sunday at the Spectrum and turn around and piss you at 7:30 in Hershey that night. I mean, it was fucked. You could even... So that took that out of the equation, so nobody could get stoned. So it became basically, you know, because everybody knows that if you are going to OD on something, it's going to be smoke. I wonder if there'd be 60 OD'd wrestlers if they just fucking said, you can't do pills or fucking booze. Right? Smoke all you want, but you can't fucking drink and take pills. I don't know anybody that's ever OD'd on fucking weed. So if you're on the road 27 days and you're banged up and bored and somebody's, I mean, it was a joke. You could fucking sit there and have Advil and pull them out of your bag and everybody would be putting their boots on and you just shake it. And it was like Pavlov, just... I did that one day in a locker room with these new kids. I shook a bottle, nothing.
All right.
I went, this business is fucked.
But now your WCW run, the NWO run, anything went, pretty much?
Oh, fuck. I mean, it was, you know, you got to work and I mean, the beer was on ice already. We started drinking at noon. And we really never worked that much. Mostly at the beginning, like Hulk would do those like 15-minute tirades with me and Scott in the background. There, yeah. I mean, fuck, we got sunglasses on. I mean, how hard is that? Maybe a little stagger. I mean, that's probably why I don't remember that monster truck thing. I probably shot it. Yeah, exactly. No, there's not a whole lot of days that, I mean, they just, because people say, you remember? And I'll go, no. You were there. You remember we left Baton Rouge and we drove with those bras down to Bourbon Street? And I'm like,
not those WCW days.
No, I don't.
All right, here we are in the locker room, and it's time for What's in the Bag, an old U-shoot staple. Kevin, I'm gonna reach into here. I'm gonna pull out an item. I'm gonna hold it up. I need your first name in the business that comes to mind when you see it. We begin.
Taker.
Very good. That's right, the smell gets you sick. Right? Let's see what we got in here. I really do have a degree. Okay.
Puck. Way too small.
Would that also be consistent for this as well?
Puck.
Puck. Right.
Or Tammy.
Give her a receiver.
El Recito. Whew. When I left the room.
Okay.
When your dad dies of a heart attack when you're 8, that's not something you play with. Charlie says, love my good and plenties. Old school. That actually
could be anyone. Right?
I'm actually going to say that sounded like the Laudens.
Impressive.
Had a certain...
and that would have been who?
Well, anybody who had I actually had it for a while. I mean, whoever had like, you know, somebody in their family that was dying of cancer, you always
hit them up for the Dilaudid.
Why wouldn't you?
Classic.
Jake.
Very good.
Sorry, Jake.
Could be anything in there. So when you see that.
Great story. Warlord walks up to Shawn Michaels in the locker room and hands him like a 5cc syringe. Says, you know, could you give me a shot? Sean jams it in Warlord's ass, and I mean, he's fucking got both fucking thumbs. He's trying to push this motherfucker in. He can't get it in. He can't get it in. Fucking, he pulls it out, and fucking hands it back to him. Goes, dude, I think you're full.
So let's use Warlord as the name there. And lastly,
Virgil?
Works for me. Luke Colgan from the Facebook page, what's the record amount of somas you've taken at one time?
33.
All right, I know height and body weight have to come into the equation, but it's all right. To me, it's remarkable that you lived. Is that outrageous to say? Did you kick him in with Pete's? I used to hear about that too.
Yeah,
is that
works.
true?
Well, who knows? You eat enough of anything, fuck it, I'm sure if you kick in with a Valium.
33 they kick in no matter what. But
I mean, at one time you're talking about like a fistful.
Well, let's say a 24-hour period.
I mean, we sat one night, me, Scott, and a friend of ours that has found Christ, and had 100 somas in a bag, and Scott was really fucked up, and he credited it to the fact that he took 34. And we had only taken 33. It was that straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
That was the. You got to remember, dudes. I took 34.
So you're saying 33, but the other guys were doing that many too.
Opening volley for most of us was 12. Sean and I were working against each other. We would take 10 each and go to the ring.
Right.
And the go-home cue was, I'm kicking.
Right.
We need to go.
How much time did you get before kicking?
Oh, you can go 15, 20.
Okay.
But the last thing you want to do is to be main event, get into the shower, and the party already be going.
Yeah.
And now you get playing catch-up, that's fucked.
Right.
You slide right in, put on a gun shirt, you're ready to go.
Right. So the goal is maybe when you get to the bar to have liftoff.
Ball, yeah.
Now you're drinking too.
Yeah.
Trays of shots.
Always.
Gargling the shots, Steel,
Always
right? That
got
whole
to.
thing?
Got to gargle. Everything's a gargle. You never get a cold with a gargle. Gargling Jack. To this day, Jack Daniels, if I smell it, makes me want to puke. Thanks, Undertaker. Yoko?
Darren Dundee, Scotland. We've heard a lot about drug use in wrestling. Was there any acid used from any wrestler on the road? Well, I wonder why Darren wants to know. But acid, was that around?
If we could find it. I mean, I remember one time fucking Pac walked into a room. He's got this jug of phenobarbital. And the only thing that I can relate to is the Valley of the Dolls. That was they had the phenobarbital were like barbiturates.
ODs, yeah.
I knew it was a barbiturate, but I didn't know exactly what a barbiturate did. And we're in Hamburg, Germany, and we had a tag match going out first, and we're looking at it, and we're like, how many should we take? And this is what we actually come up with. This is the genius of all of us. Well, each one's got 325 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not going to knock us out. I'm going to go 4. That was like one of the guys said, I'm going to go 4, and I said, well, if you're going to go 4, I outweigh you by 100, so I'll go 8. And everybody just took these like guinea pigs, just took them and kind of.
Anything could have happened.
Could have all died.
Mike W. from the KAYFABE Commentaries message board. When you guys were on the road in the NWO heyday, did Bischoff party with you guys a lot? Also, who were some of the usual suspects that you guys went out with during the time period? Okay, NWO specifically. Eric out with you?
Well, the thing was that we always stayed at a Marriott. So it was like the perfect storm. You would come back, you already had the Nitro girls as a built-in, 8 really hot broads.
Would they cross-fraternize?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
You had a nice mixture of rats, and somebody during the course of the night would always give the address to the hotel, whether it was on or off the air.
Brilliant.
By the way, in case, if you're above a 7. So, and then we would sit there and watch the replay and do what I thought. The reason I thought we all got into wrestling was to hang out with your buddies, watch yourself wrestle, and put yourself over. But now it's to leave the arena, get in a bus with a guy you don't know, and then drive to the next town and not even talk about wrestling. Because all the guys have their own buses now, and a bus driver. I know that's why I got into business, so I can have some fucking mark drive me around in a $1 million bus.
Was Eric with you guys when you go out and do this?
Yeah, but Eric was never a pill guy, and Eric wasn't a smoker. Eric is he's a beer drinker.
Gotcha.
And he can pound, he fucking can pound them.